Hi, I'm David Muerle with Coldwell Banker Capital Gateway, and today talking about inspections. I always recommend that people get 4 major inspections when they buy a home. That's pest, roof, whole house inspection, and chimney inspection. So today we're going to talk about pest inspection. Why should you get it? Should you get it? And who should you choose? So the biggest surprises I find are found on the pest inspection. These are problems you don't discover until you crawl underneath the house or you look up into the attic and you see all the hidden problems that a house might have. I sold one house down in Sassoon where it was a foreclosure. The bank had given the contractor instructions to install a beautiful new shower over the dry rotted wood. So they tried to hide a major problem. But a pest inspector can find those type of problems because when they opened the closet door adjacent to the back of the shower, he put his screwdriver right through the floor. It was completely dry rotted in the closet, so you can imagine what it was like behind the shower. That type of problem is also discovered when he crawls underneath the house and looks up and sees the subfloor completely rotted from above, even though it's a beautiful new shower. I've had that happen a number of times where sellers try to cover up stuff, but you can't get away with it when you have an appropriate inspection done. So that's the type of problem you're going to discover when you do a pest inspection. So it's one of the most critical, and it can also be some of the most expensive items that need to be done on a house. So the good news is these are licensed individuals. They're even regulated by the state. The state tells them exactly how to write their report. And the report is divided in 2 major sections. The first section is Section 1. Section 1 means actual dry rot or actual termites or wood-destroying pests. That will give you instructions on how to get rid of the pests. Sometimes it includes tenting of the property if you have the drywood termites. Other times it involves just spraying underneath the house. But the pest inspection will tell you exactly what it's going to take to get rid of the dry rot and termites. The other section of a major section of the report is Section 2. And those are items that if they're not addressed, they're going to invite dry rot or they're going to invite wood-destroying pests into your home. The most common one is earth-wood contact, where you actually have a wooden post on a fence stuck into the ground, and then that's attached to the house, so now you've got this pathway for the termites to get into your home. That's earth-wood contact, and it's a big no-no in terms of letting dry rot and wood-destroying organisms get into your home. The other things that are in the Section 2 area is a patio, for example, that has a wrong slope, so it's sloping towards the house, so it's actually dumping water underneath your house rather than draining water away from your house. A loose toilet would be another example. It's not leaking right now, but if you have a loose toilet, good chance that you're going to have leaking problems down the road. And then a water leak may have not caused dry rot yet, but it will cause dry rot if it's not addressed. So those are all Section 2 items in the report. And there is a third section, but that's notes and recommendations. So those are the 3 sections you're going to find in a pest report. The big difference between different pest inspectors is actually the quality of the work that they do and how much they charge for their work. And one of the ways you can avoid someone who overcharges for their work is you can get multiple bids on the work that needs to be done. I had a pest inspector who correctly called a beam underneath the house that needed to be replaced. Well, there's a beautiful brick wainscoting on the front of the house, and he said, hey, tear off the brick wainscoting, get to the beam, replace it, and then put the brick back. Well, that's a $10,000 repair. The guy who did the work for us went underneath the house, replaced the beam from underneath, and left the brick wainscoting alone, and it only costs $1,500 to solve the same problem. So that's the kind of difference you can get between different contractors. They both solved the problem, but one solved it in a very expensive way, one solved it in a far less expensive way. You can have a licensed contractor do the work, or actually just recently had the owner. They did the work themselves, and then the pest inspector goes back out and certifies that all the dry rot has been removed and the wood has been replaced. So that's how to choose a good pest inspector and the reasons for getting a good pest inspector. Call me with your real estate questions. I'm David Muerle with Coldwell Banker Capital Gateway. Thank you.